from your computer. Then if there are security screws on the vertical plate on the back of the computer, remove them with a Phillips screwdriver. After that, pulling gently slide tray out and finally release the two catches underneath and flip up to remove panel.
Sir, is the order for opening the computer is right or wrong?
Mm, okay, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir, that's all.
Yeah.
Our
Okay.
this
Maybe
presentation.
the last slide here. I would like to um, highlights. Yeah, there is a mistake here. Okay. If you take a look, this is what is it? Procedure. Okay. So you are talking about the way how to open a computer, and the instruction must be stated by using the same pattern, yeah, the same structure. Okay, if you take a look at the first one, shut down your computer. So this is instruction. Okay, ini kalimat perintah, shut down your computer. And then the next one here, unplug all the cables. Oke, jadi ini lepaskan semua kabel. Oke, and then the next one here, by using the conditional sentence, remove them. Okay, so this is similar. So by using verb one, but this one after that, pull gently, slide the tray out. After that pulling gently, slide the tray out. Okay, so this is also similar with this one. So we use a verb one, and also the last one here, release the two catches underneath and lift up. So again, the word release and lift up here is verb one. So we use the same structure. Yeah. So when you are talking about procedure, make sure that the sentences are written in the same pattern. Yeah. If you use imperative like this is imperative, kalimat perintah semua, maka tulislah dengan kalimat perintah semua seperti ini. So this is the way how to give orders or instructions. Okay, I think the language that we have already studied is about the usage of prepositions. Ya, jadi kita tadi sudah melihat penggunaan misalnya from, in, into, onto, dan seterusnya ya. So I hope that this topic is easy for you to understand. Oke, ada presenter yang kedua. Do we have the second presenter for unit 3? Oke, unit 3 ada penyajinya. Halo, can we go on to unit 3?
Yes, sir. Wait a second. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you
And
very
I
much
will-
for your
I
presentation.
will
Yeah.
stop sharing my screen. Thank you.
Okay, good. Okay, we invite the third presenter. Who will be the third presenter? Penyaji yang ketiga.
Sir.
Okay,
Yes.
Natasha. Ya?
Yes, wait a second. Apakah sudah terlihat?
Ya, sudah. Cukup jelas ya.
Okay. Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Imam and friend. We from the unit 3, here we will presentate our project about computer application. Before that, we gonna introduce I gonna introduce our member. The first me is Natasha Sudariska Putri. Second one is Arvina Ahmida. The third one is Muhammad Adi Firmansyah, and the last one is Abid Gunawan. Sorry, sir, Muhammad Adi Firmansyah cannot be with us today because he worked right now.
Okay.
The first chapter will be presented by Abid Gunawan.
Yes. Apakah suara saya sudah terdengar?
Okay. It's clear.
I will continue. First time, computer use in some area. Next. Example, computer use in some area. First, computer use in supermarket. Supermarket use a computer system called electronic point of sale or EPOS to monitor and control stock, perform sales analysis, collect data about customer using loyalty card which after point whenever money is spent in the store. This data is used to analyze the spending habits of customer and send them off offers for the type of product that they buy regularly. Second example, computer used in hospital. Maintain medical and patient data, monitor patient, research and studies, maintain and secure data storage, surgical procedure, medical imaging and equipment, communicate and telemedicine, security and chronic record keeping, give patent reports, and asset management. Next, the next example, computer used in airport. 1. Passenger service and airport service. A. Flight information display system. B. Baggage handling system or BIS. C. Biometric passport. D. Full body scanner. Okay. 2. Air traffic. A. Communication between air traffic controller and pilot occurs through radio. The system by which this communication is synthesis with data and whether data is based on computer. B. Computer allow air traffic controller to visual and track the location of planes in the air and then instruct pilot as to the correct course of action. Next 3. Brain mechanic. A. Autopilot and B. Fly-by-wire technology. The next slide. Next example, computer use in police headquarters. 1. Departmental communication. 2. Research and detective work. 3. Record and online database. 4. Police vehicle. 5. Prison security.
The second chapter will presented by me. The second, how to computerize speed trap operates. This is the diagram of the computerized speed trap. How to computerize speed trap operates. First, the first unit records the time each vehicle passes. 2. Identifies each vehicle by its number plates using OCR software. 3. Release the information to the second unit. 4. The second unit also records the time each vehicle passed. 5. The microprocessor calculates the time taken to travel between the unit. 6. Release the registration number of speeding vehicle to police headquarters. 7. A computer match each vehicle with the DVIC database. And 8. Print off letter to the vehicle owner using mail merge. Next one is chapter number 3 is converting statement to present passive. The, the first is converting statement to present passive before. First, the first unit records the time each vehicle passes. After, the time each vehicle passes is recorded by the first unit. 2. It identifies each vehicle by its number plates using OCR software. 2. Each vehicle is identified by its number plates using OCR software. 3. Before it relays the information to the second unit. After, the information is relayed to the second unit. And the last one, before, the second unit also records the time each vehicle. After, the time each vehicle pass is also recorded by the second unit. Number 5, the microprocessor calculates the time taken to travel between the units. After the time taken to travel between the units, it's calculated by the microprocessor. 6, it relays the registration number of speeding vehicle to police headquarters, and after the registration numbers of speeding vehicle are relayed to police headquarters. 7, a computer match each vehicle with the DVIC database. 7, each vehicle is matched with the DVLC database. 8, it prints off letter to the vehicle owner using mail merge. And 8, alters print off the vehicle owner using mail merge.
A letter is okay.
Yes.
Back. Let you back
Okay.
to the
Okay.
book. Number 8 here. It must be a letter is printed
Oh yes.
off.
I'm
Not a
sorry,
letter
sir.
is.
I'm sorry. It's typo. I'm sorry. Okay, sir. Thank you for the correction. Can I next to the next slide?
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Okay. The next one is number 2. This is a diagram of the EPOS system, and then the operation of the EPOS correctly sequence the steps and write in present passive based on the diagram. The first F, the checkout operator scans the item. 2C, the scanner reads the barcode. 3A, the scanner converts the barcode into electrical pulse. 4G, the scanner sends the pulse to the branch computer. 5I, the branch computer searches the stock file for a product matching the barcode EAN. 6D, the branch computer records the sales of the products. 7B, the branch computer sends the price of and description of the products to the EPOS till. 8E, the till shows the time, item, and price. 9H, the till prints the item and price on the paper receipt. The fourth will be presented by Ara.
Okay, let me
Number 4 is specialist reading, data mining. Let's next to the question. What tool is often used in data mining? Number 2, what I method is used for the following processes? A. Separate data into subset and analyze the subsets to divide them into further subsets for a number of levels. B. Continually analyze and compare data until patterns emerge. C. Divide data into groups based on peers or limited data range. Question number 3. What term is used for the pattern found by neural networks? Number 4. When are clusters used in data mining? Number 5. What types of data storage can be used in data mining? Number 6. What can an analyst do to improve data mining results? Number 7. Name some of the ways in which data mining currently used. The answer of number 1 is artificial intelligence. Number 2A, decision trees. B, neural network. C, clustering. Number 3, rules. Number 4, when data is labeled in a way that is favorable to mining. 5, all types of data storage from large data warehouse to small desktop database to flat files. Number 6A, refine the parameters. Use other data store to examine the data. Number 6, analyze Supreme Court decision, discovering pattern in healthcare, pulling stories about competitors, wires, revolving bottlenecks in the product processes, and then analyze sequence in the human genetic makeup. Specialist reading or database. There is a question. Match the term in table A with the statement in table B. The answer is A. Match with data number 3, data mining A. Process of filtering through large amount of raw data for useful information. Data B. Match with data number 4, a computing tool that tries to operate in a similar way to the human brain. Data C match with data number 2, which means this data is data free from duplicate and errors. Data D match with data number 1, which means data warehouse match storage method of receiving large amount of data to make it easy to access. Question and answer number 2. Mark the following as true or false. Data mining of analyst known pattern in data is false. Artificial intelligence is commonly used in data mining is true. In data mining, patterns found while analyzing data are used for further analyzing the data is true. Data mining is used to detect false insurance claims is true. Data mining is only useful for a limited range of
problem is false. Next question, to fill the blank. Large amount of data storage is data warehouse are often used for data mining. The data is first cleansed to remove duplicate information and errors. Data is then analyzed using a tool such as artificial intelligence. An analyst report is then analyzed by analysts who decide if the parameters need to be refined. Other data analysis tools need to be used, or if the result need to be discarded because they are unusable. The analyst passes the final result to the decision makers who decide on the appropriate action.
Okay.
Okay, that's the last part of my unit team. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. Is there any question from the floor, from the audience here? Ada yang mau bertanya, disilakan. Udah tertidur semuanya.
So I've got a question, but not regarding of this, but it's regarding the last quiz you gave us.
Okay, what is it?
I've got 3 questions actually. First, about the one with NRP 999.
Oh yes,
told me
yes.
about that. So actually, one of Avi, our class here present that says maybe you can see the who submit before that yang ngumpulin sebelum yang ngumpulin sesudahnya yang ngumpulin sudah 999 that might be the person he said just assumption betul soalnya kemarin tanya ini grup nggak ada yang jawab soal itu.
Oh, yeah. So we cannot get the definite.
Yeah.
Definite person, eh?
Probably you can
So
see the email or maybe the person answer it. Probably.
there is no email.
Oh no.
Okay, there is no email, right? So it's only the name NRP, and it is written 999 and double N.
Oh, no,
So I don't know. Yes.
Okay.
So I do not. What does it take as grade for this?
Oh.
Yeah, so just forget it.
I see. Oh, second question.
Okay, and then the second question, what is it?
About the quiz. This maybe this is one of the question. Well, it's for I ... this film very much. Well, about this one. Hold on. May I share screen?
Oh yes.
Okay, hold on. Wait a second.
So we end our presentation, okay, sir?
Okay, no problem.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
All right. Oh, wait. Is my screen seen, sir? Can it be seen right now?
Oh yes, that's good.
Yeah, about this question, because I think it's just, well, I don't know how to say it, but in this question it says like I ... this film very much. Can we live? Because there's this quote, can we live? Shouldn't it be continuous, right? Well, at the moment they are watching the film, so that means at the moment the subject is not enjoying the film. So shouldn't it be I am not enjoying? But it's written here, the right answer is don't enjoy. Can you explain as to why the answer like that?
Okay, this is about feeling, right? So and when you are talking about the feelings, we cannot say enjoying, yeah. So we have to use presence. I don't enjoy. Okay. So the activity that happen in our brain here cannot be identified. Therefore, we should use simple present. Okay, you understand?
Right, so it's about feeling because
Yes,
well, yeah,
yes. So
well,
this is like about like and dislike. So when you like something, you cannot say, yeah, I just like eating bakso, for example. You do not say by using I'm liking the the meatball, not like that. But you just say I like bakso. Okay, you
oh, okay,
understand?
yeah, just you know
Yeah.
the what bugging me is this can we live? So okay, there is
Oh
this
yes,
can we live?
this is
So
a
I
present,
that
right? This is a present, not present continuous. Okay. Though the activity actually is continuous, yeah, at the time you are watching the films. But when it refers to the activity that happen in our brain, we have to use simple present. Okay, another question?
okay. So yeah, I guess that's the second question. Probably the third one is about the diploma for. So I got a message from diploma for Teknik telecommunication. They say that they didn't submit the quiz because there was a miscommunication, I guess. So mungkin ada yang dari D4 di sini teknik telekomunikasi yang nggak sempat ngisi kuisnya. Jadi I've got a message from one of them that they yeah
You do not
Lukman
have time to fill the
quiz.
practice,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, I understand that some of you work in office or maybe in the company, so you do not have time for joining the practice. But again, please do not always do like this. It means that in another day you will get another practice, another exercise. So I would like to use the exercise here as the way how to interpret, how to understand about your language competency. So, but it is not all. I realize that most of you are busy working, so it doesn't mean that the whole exercise must be accommodated as the way how to give grade for our students, but maybe only some or okay. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So it doesn't matter. Yeah. So some of you maybe are busy to work, so they do not join the practice, so they do not got the mark. It doesn't matter. But in some exercise, I mean, in another exercise, they joined. Yeah. So I still get the grades. Okay, no problem. But if it is possible, you have to follow all the activities that we do on the online here. Actually, I wish that we can meet in the class, not in virtual classroom like this, because by making real communications, we will get a clear understanding about maybe your problem. Okay, I think that's all maybe for this presentation. We have already studied about the computer architecture and also computer applications. I hope that these topics are quite useful, especially for you who are interested in the application of computer And in the computer application, we studied about the usage of passive voice. Okay, is there any question about passive voice? Ada yang mau bertanya tentang kalimat pasif? Halo?
No, I suppose like that.
No. Oke, karena nggak ada yang bertanya berarti sudah paham. Ya. Nah, tunggu nanti mungkin ada latihan yang berkenaan dengan pasif. Oke, saya akan lanjutkan dengan materi yang saya berikan. Oke, in the beginning we studied about simple sentences or independent clauses, and then in the second session we studied about the compound sentences, and today we hope that you will understand about complex sentences. Okay, so make sure that you really understand about how to write complex sentences, and make sure that the assignment I gave to you, yeah, is always revise and fix the error. Yeah, I hope that everybody will try to create the simple paragraph that the last one is written in compound sentences. Yeah, and the next assignment will be, yeah, I hope that the simple sentences will change into complex sentences. And speaking about complex sentences, there are three kinds of dependent clauses. Okay, they are adjective clauses, and then adverb clauses and noun clauses that are used to change the simple sentences into complex sentences. Oke, jadi dalam membuat kalimat kompleks sentence ada 3 anak kalimat yang harus ditambahkan di dalam kalimat simple, yaitu adjective clause atau clause yang ditempelkan pada benda, yang bendanya mungkin subjek atau mungkin objek, maka itu namanya adjective clause. Nama lainnya adalah relative clause. Oke. Kemudian yang kedua adalah adverb clause. Ya, adverb clause itu namanya adverb. Adverb itu keterangan yang berbentuk kalimat. Nah, biasanya di akhir atau mungkin di awal kalimat. Ya. Nah, misalnya penggunaan kata when, because, if. Nah, itu semuanya menunjukkan adverb clause. Dan yang terakhir adalah noun clause. Noun clause artinya clause yang berfungsi sebagai subjek atau mungkin sebagai objek. Ya, jadi begitu ya. Jadi misalnya yang noun clause sebagai subjek misalnya begini, what you said scares me. Ya, jadi misalnya what you said scares me. Apa yang kamu katakan menakutkan saya, gitu ya. Jadi di sini ada kalimat what you scared itu adalah subjeknya, and then kata kerjanya scared itu artinya menakutkan, me objeknya. Nah, itu sebagai noun clause sebagai subjek. Nah, noun clause sebagai objek, jadi misalnya kalau tadi what you said is intruder here. Okay, let's try to listen to this video. Pause. Sorry.
that they have. I've written a couple examples here on the board. The person that I saw was tall. Now you notice in this first example, I have my independent clause, the person was tall. But that's not enough information about person for you to know who I'm talking about. So I need to add these three words right after person to tell you which person I'm talking about. The person that I saw, not the person that I was talking to, or the person who was sleeping. I'm talking about the person that I saw. So that I saw actually gives more information about person. These words here that I saw are called an adjective clause. Every adjective clause in English has a marker, and I put that in blue here, a subject in green, and a verb in red. So marker, subject, and verb. And as I said before, they give more information about a person, just like an adjective does, because I could say the kind person. Kind is an adjective, that would tell you more information about a person also. Adjective clauses are always more than one word. And you know, a clause is a group of words that has a subject and a verb inside. Here's another example I put here. The bicycle which he bought was red. My independent clause is the bicycle was red. But that's not enough information for you to know which bicycle I'm talking about. So I added this adjective clause here to tell you which bicycle I'm talking about. So this all gives more information about bicycle. What bicycle? The bicycle which he bought was red. So far I've introduced that and which, but there are many more markers that I want to show you. The second marker is who. So if I put who here, I can actually substitute it in place of that. Now there are some people who also use the word whom, which is actually grammatically correct here. However, very, very few people use the word whom. Most people just say who or that. So you can say the person who I saw was tall, or the person that I saw was tall. That and who are used for people. The bicycle which he bought was red. I can also say the bicycle that he bought was red. So which and that are used for things. The bicycle that he bought was red. Now, besides this, I've introduced that there are markers, there are subjects, and there are verbs. However, sometimes the marker can also be the subject. Let me show you one of those. How about if I say, the person that saw me. The person that saw me was tall. Now, that is the subject of saw. So who saw me? That saw me. So this is the marker and the subject of that verb at the same time. For this one, the bicycle which was nearby. The bicycle which was nearby was red. So which is the subject of was, as well as being the marker for was. So far we've had who, that, and which. Let's look at three more. Over here on this side of the board, I'll put an example. I know a person whose brother won the lottery. Now this person didn't win the lottery, but his brother won the lottery. Maybe I should put his in because I'm putting all the markers in blue. Let's do whose, W-H-O-S-E. Whose brother won the lottery? Because this person's brother won the lottery. So it's not him that won the lottery, it is his brother that won the lottery. So when you see any sort of possessive like his, her, or their, T-H-E-I-R, then those become whose. Whose brother won the lottery? I know a person whose brother won the lottery. So all of this, whose brother won the lottery, is more information about person. Another good adjective clause. Now one thing you have to remember about whose is that the word that comes right after is the word that belongs. So this is the person's brother. The brother belongs to the person. So after whose, you need to always have the word that belongs. So you'd say, whose car was stolen? Whose teacher is nice? You'd have to have you have to have the noun after the word whose. The next marker is where. So I'll give you an example with where. That's the store where he works. So where, another marker. This is more information about store. That's the store. What store? That's the store where he works. So this adjective clause gives more information about store. Where, marker, he, subject, works, verb. And of course there's a period at the end. That's the store where he works. And the last one is about time. Say that's, not blue, black. Oh, how about if I do? I'll always remember. I'll always remember the day. I'll always remember the day when we met. I'll always remember the day when we met. When is the last marker I'm introducing today. When we met, notice there's a marker, there's a subject, and a verb, and all of this gives more information about day. So one of the things you've noticed about adjective clauses is that they always follow the word that they describe. It gives more information about day. Whose brother won the lottery? More information about person. Which was nearby? More information about bicycle. That saw me? More information about person. So they always go right after the person that they describe. Now there's a lot more to this grammar, so make sure that you study this page and then do the exercise that follows. Bye for now.
Okay, do you have any questions? Ada pertanyaan? Hello? Do you understand?
Can I answer?
Oh, yes.
So when the sentence is passive, the marker become marker and subject at the same time.
Yeah, sometimes the marker can be the subject. Yeah. But like this one, it is not the subject, but the subject is I. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes the marker can be the subject. Sometimes just the marker that can be omitted or deleted. Ya. Jadi kadang-kadang markernya bisa menjadi subjek, kadang-kadang bisa dihilangkan. Oh, sorry. So again, this one is not the subject. Yeah, this is the marker or conjunction. So what is the question? The bicycle which he bought. Yeah, sometimes it can be omitted. Ya, jadi kadang-kadang bisa dihilangkan. Kadang-kadang menjadi subjek juga. Ya. Jadi misalnya kalau di sini tadi which was nearby, ya, misalnya was red misalnya gitu. Nah, itu menjadi subjek. Okay, the subject of the dependent clause. This is called dependent clause or adjective clause or relative clause. Okay, another question.
So I've got a question.
What is it?
Say I've got and maybe I'll write this.
Yeah, you can write on the chat.
Wrong.
Maybe on the chat. That's okay. You may write on the chat.
So that I write in the chat. Is it?
I know a
included?
person that seem to be
The culprit.
Okay, this is
Is it?
correct. So that here becomes the subject. Yeah. So this is the predicate. And once again, this is the marker that becomes the subject of adjective clause. Okay, this is correct. And what is the question?
So, well, kan, how to I say it? So the guy in the video said that it has to contain three part of the yang penghubungnya kan harus ada the something that which or something like that, the subject and verb. And in my example, it's just that seems to be. There is no the subject, right? It's just that
Yeah.
seems to be.
So the word that here is similar to the person here. So it becomes the subject, yeah, of the verb seems. Okay. So remember that this one is the dependent clause, and that here is the subject, and the word seem here is the verb. Okay. So remember that dependent clause consists of subject and predicate, and sometimes the marker. Yeah, but the marker here acts as the subject too. Okay, jadi kadang-kadang berperan sebagai subjek juga. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. I think it's okay. Another question? Ada pertanyaan lain? Oke, nggak ada. Ya, kalau nggak ada saya kasih latihan ya. Oke, saya beri latihan biar buat kesibukan. Okay, just a minute. I would like to open my file. Okay, let's try to practice this once. This is the example, the book that he wrote. So the word that here is the marker, and there is a subject he and verb. Okay, the independent clause is the book has just been published. Okay, so the book here is added with the information, additional information about the writer that he wrote. So he become the writers of the book. Okay, so this is the adjective clause that is written inside of the sentence here. Okay, now Mr. Fatihul Hidayat, can you do number one? Hello, Mr. Fatihul Hidayat. Are you listening? Yeah, Mr. Hidayat is not active. Abid.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Abid Gunawan.
Yes.
Can you do number one?
Wait, sir.
Okay, the instruction here, underline the adjective clause in each of the following sentences. So you just maybe say which is the adjective clause. For example, number one is whose ancestor came from Ireland. Ireland, yeah. So whose ancestors came from Ireland. This is the adjective clause. Okay, what about number two? Mr. Abid?
Maybe who lives next door is registered.
Yeah, who lives next door.
Oh.
Just who lives next door. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The next one. Dimas Rahmat Rizky. Number three. Hello, Dimas. Dimas is not active. Fadila
Yes, sir.
Alpha. Yeah. Okay. Number three. Okay. By the way, where are you? Are you in public places? Okay, Mr. Dimas.
Yes, sir. Number 3, sir.
Yes, number 3. Okay, which one? Read the adjective clause. Okay, what happened?
Wait, sir. Williamsburg, that Virginia is a place that I like to visit. Maybe, sir. I don't sure.
No. Let you give the attention to the instruction. Yeah. Read the adjective clause. Baca adjective clause-nya. Just the adjective clause. Yeah, remember when you talk about the adjective clause, it must be preceded with marker. Ya. Jadi selalu diawali dengan marker atau conjunctions. Nah, conjunctionnya yang ada di sini adalah that. Jadi mulai dari that ini ke belakang ini namanya adjective clause. Ya, gitu ya. So that I'd like to visit. Okay, next one. Danendra. Hello, Danendra. Danendra is not active. Ahmad Ariski.
Yes, sir.
Can you read the adjective clause for number 4?
Maybe has always been easy.
Oh no, that is the independent clause. So that is the predicate of met here. So that is the independent clause. Now the dependent clause or adjective clause is which is Dave's favorite subject. So this one is the adjective clause. Okay, one more maybe. Let you try. Mr. Danendra, satu nomor lagi. Yeah, Mr. Danendra disappears. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Alvino Putra Bimantara, number 5. Alvino is not active. Ahmad Mufli.
Yes, sir. Alvino here, sir.
Okay. Number 5. Read the adjective clause. Is it difficult? Come on. There is the house that I'd like to buy. Baca adjective clause-nya.
The house I'd like to buy.
Yeah, that I'd like to buy. Okay, that's correct. Yeah. Okay, number 6. Okay, number 6. Ara? Come on, Ara.
Yes, sir. Which email Tuesday?
Okay, that's correct. Yeah. So which email today? Okay, good. Next ones. Safira.
Yes, sir. Number Seven is
Yes.
which is my favorite season.
Yes. Okay, that's correct. And then one more maybe Ahmad Ariski Al Hadiat. Okay.
Is number 6.
Number number 8.
Oh, number 8. Uh, um, is Jack London's most famous book?
Okay, that's correct. Yeah. Okay, that is true. Okay, the next one. Azhar Ali Tito. Hello, Azhar Ali Tito.
Yes, sir. Which is
Okay.
the world's business airport?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think you have already understood about the adjective clause. Okay. Um. Okay. For the next number here, Newton, Iowa, is the town where Barbara was born. So this one is where Barbara was born. Yeah, that is the adjective clause. Okay, is there any question about the adjective clause? Ada yang mau bertanya?
No, sir.
No. Okay, let's go on to the adverb clause. Okay, kita lanjutkan ke adverb clause. Adjective clause and then adverb clause. Okay, let's. Yeah.
Welcome back. This lesson is about adverb clauses. Basically, adverb clauses are in 4 categories. There's time, there's reason, there's contrast, and there's condition. Let me show you some of the time clauses that you will see in English. When he got home is an adverb clause. It gives you the time when he sent her an email. So when he got home, he sent her an email. You'll notice that inside this adverb clause, there is a marker, there is a subject, and there is a verb. Because we know inside of any clause, you must have a subject and a verb. On the second example, I want to show you something before you go. This time my adverb clause, the time, I'm going to show you something when, I'm going to show you something before you go. So this tells you when I'm going to show you something. This time the adverb clause is at the end of the sentence, and you'll notice something different between the first sentence and the second sentence. In the first sentence, when my adverb clause was first and my independent clause was second, I need to have a comma after the adverb clause. But when the adverb clause is last, before you go, I do not need a comma between the independent clause and the adverb clause. Third example, he went to bed after he finished his homework. After he finished his homework, there's my adverb clause. I have a marker. He finished, my subject and my verb. And all of this tells you the time that he went to bed. When did he go to bed? He went to bed after he finished his homework. The next one, as soon as, means immediately when. As soon as. As soon as you make dinner, we can eat. Now you notice I have a comma here because my adverb clause was first. As soon as you make dinner, we can eat. She didn't talk to him until he apologized. Now, the word until means up to that time. So not after that time, but up to that time. So first, he had to apologize, and as soon as he did, then she started to talk to him. So she didn't talk to him until he apologized. Notice there's no comma here because the adverb clause is on the end. I want to show you something unusual about adverb clauses. When they are when he gets home, he will send, S-E-N-D. He will send her an email. When you have the future here, when he gets, yes, indeed, I need an S on the end of that, don't I? When he gets home, present tense, he will send her an email. Now, even though all of this idea is happening in the future, you cannot use the future tense when you have a time clause, adverb clause. You can only use the simple present tense. You can't say, when he will get home. That's wrong. Or when he's going to get home. That's wrong. You have to say when he gets home and use just the simple present, even though this is a future idea, and you can see the future over in the independent part of the sentence right here. He will send her an email. Let's look at another one. He will go. I'm going to put he'll go. That will be future. He'll go to bed after he finishes his homework. So notice here I have simple present tense. Even though it's a future idea, he will go. I have the future over in my independent clause, but in my dependent adverb clause, I must only have simple present tense. That doesn't mean this is present. It means this is future, and you can see it's future because it's future over here in the independent clause. But it is incorrect to use the future over here in your adverb clause. So after he finishes his homework. And another example, she won't talk to him. Won't, as you know, is will not. She won't talk to him, so this is going to be future right here, until he apologizes. So there's another future idea. And notice, in my adverb clause, I can only have the simple present tense. After he apologizes. She won't talk to him until he apologizes. Now, over here on this side of the board, I'm going to put some examples for reason. Okay, so such as, I went to bed early because I was tired. I was tired. Okay, I went to bed early because I was tired. So this is my adverb clause, because I was tired. Now you'll notice that the adverb clause comes second, so there is never a comma before because when it's in that part of the sentence. There are two markers for reasons. The other one is since. And let me talk about since just for a minute here. Let's say, since you are here, okay, since, I'm going to put that in red. I like red. Since you are here, let's go for coffee. So we're going to go down to our neighborhood coffee shop and have a cup of coffee. Since you are here, let's go for coffee. Now this is my adverb clause right at the beginning of the sentence, and that's why I have a comma after that before the independent clause. What is the difference between since and because? Well, normally in English speakers like to put because, the because clause at the end of the sentence, and the since clause at the beginning of a sentence. I don't know why, but that's just what like 80% of people do. If they're going to use the since word, meaning because, you're going to put that usually first in the sentence. And that means you're going to have a comma after that clause. So those are for reasons. Then we have contrast. Contrast, T-R-A-S. Contrast is like the opposite. You know, like when you say, he agreed to help me, but he was tired. I can take that word but and I can put it in the other part of the sentence and say, although he was tired, he agreed to help me. So let's look at that. Although he was tired, comma, he agreed to help me. So he was tired. Normally he would go home and watch TV, but he agreed to help me because he's one of my best friends. And he's a nice guy, so he agreed to help me. Now, there is no difference between although and even though, except even though is 2 words and although is 1 word. Even though he was tired, so I can use both of those in this sentence. Even though he was tired, he agreed to help me. Although he was tired, he agreed to help me. So those are the contrast. And the last one is the conditions. And there are 2 of those. Conditions. Okay, conditions. Conditions is if. So I'm going to say, let's see, I will be here. I will be here if you need me. I will be here if you need me. Now notice here also, I will be is future, so just like the time clauses, you cannot use future in your if clause, just like a time clause. You have to use simple present tense, even though this is future here. I will be here if you will need me is wrong. I will be here if you are going to need me, that's wrong. I will be here if you need me. This must be simple present tense. The other word is unless. I will be here if. I should put the if actually in red so it stands out here. Unless is kind of an interesting word. I will be here. I can use actually the same sentence. I will be here. I'm going to write another sentence here. Unless. Unless is actually a negative if. I will be here unless you don't need me. I will be here unless you don't need me. So if you don't need me, I won't be here. I can go home and watch TV. So if and unless are the 2 conditional markers. There are more, of course. There's contrasting markers here, even though and although. There are 2 reason markers, because and since. And there are 5 time markers, when, before, after, as soon as, and until. So when you learn the vocabulary of those words, then you'll be able to learn how to do the adverb clauses for each and every one of those. Okay, so study this page, do the exercise at the end. Good studying. See you later. Bye.
Okay, that is the topic about the adverb clauses. Any question about it? Ada yang mau bertanya, disilakan. Is it clear? Jadi keterangan berupa clause terbagi menjadi 4, time, reasons, conditional, dan contrast. Okay, when it is written in the beginning, you have to put comma, but when it is written in the end, you do not need comma. Okay, ada pertanyaan?
Di chat ada Pak.
Silakan. Oh, di chat ya. Oke, di chat. Kita buka chat. Ya, ya boleh saja Anda video. Saya kira videonya ada di log my ESL.com ini ya. Saya kira Anda bisa download sendiri sana ya. Ya. Jadi Anda bisa log my ESL.com ya. Bisa di copy sendiri ya. We have the video source ya. Oke, jadi sekali lagi untuk videonya ada di ini logmyesl.com. Oke. Silakan dibuka di sana. Oke, tidak ada yang bertanya karena waktunya sudah lebih. Ya, mohon maaf kita lanjutkan minggu depan dengan non-clause. Ya. Jadi kita sudah bahas adjective clause dan adverb clause, dan kita akan lanjutkan minggu depan dengan noun clause. Nah, setelah itu kita latihan, gitu ya. Nah, untuk latihan bagi yang mungkin nggak bisa, nanti akan saya beri waktu sendiri ya. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for your coming in the virtual classes here. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Goodbye. See you.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.